game, I decided to play Monster Train, which I have not played in a little while. It's a pretty fun, kind of silly game. And we are going to do a standard run. As you can see, I have not played in a while. I don't have any saved progress. Now, when you get in here, you start out with the Hellhorn and the Awoken, and you are able to unlock the Covenant and a few others. We also have the DLC, so those are options. The different clans that I currently have unlocked are the Hellhorn, the Awoken, the Stygian Guard, the Umbra, and the Wormkins. Now, I'm going to do the Hellhorn and the Umbra, which is pretty fun. And you have the option between the Hornbreaker Prince or the Shardtail Queen. The Hornbreaker Prince gets a lot of the ability to get multi-attacks and stronger attacks as he kills things. The Shardtail Queen is able to summon imps and gets bonuses for imps and more creatures on the playing field. The Umbra, I do not have the Exiled Champion yet, but they have this morsel system that's kind of interesting. You are able to sacrifice morsels to make your party stronger. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. The random starting cards I got are Ritual of Battle, which applies Rage. Antumbra Assault deals 3 damage, but and if you slay the enemy, you add 2 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. And Inferno deals 100 damage to friendly and enemy units and is piercing. It does it across the entire floor, which you'll see there's 3 floors that you get to work with. And I'm going to be fighting Talos the Architect, Fel the Wings of Light, and then Seraph the Patient. Let me just see. Ooh, he's the one that's got melee weakness. So there's different Seraphs. Some of them are really difficult, some of them are really easy. Now, if you don't have the DLC, you won't have these special purple ones, and you won't have these shards. And what the shards do is you can get special bonuses, but as you collect shards, you get harder and harder enemies. And if you collect enough shards by the end of the battle, you get to fight a uber boss. Doesn't always end very well. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose an artifact, which is this item here. I can get a Chain of Gems, applies damage shield 2 to the first friendly unit summoned each turn, or Golden Vault. As long as you have at least 25 gold, lose 25 when you take pyre damage in combat instead of taking damage. That one's kind of a hard one. They're both pretty useful. I'm going to go ahead with the Golden Vault. I've never played with that one. Now, you start out getting to upgrade your champion in one way or another. Now, Rally means that as I add new friendly units to the floor she is on, she gains plus 10 attack for each unit, which is really nice with her, especially because she summons imps, and imps are kind of throwaway units, so you can keep putting imps in front of her and make her really powerful. She gets no extra bonuses to her life or damage. Or you can get Resolve, add a Queen's Impling to your hand, imp units cost -1 on this floor. That would definitely go good with that one. And she does 20 attack and gets 15 life. That one's interesting. Because this can be really useful. And there's no guarantee. There's 3 different types you can get. There's the Imp Parade, the Royalty, and I don't know what the other one is off the top of my head. And there's no guarantee that you will get it again. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rally for now. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the hit to get an extra artifact. It gives me 15 pact shards. So summon abilities trigger an additional time. That's pretty nice with the morsels. Your pyre starts each battle with 15 armor. Or whenever you play a spell that would ascend or descend, also apply dazed. I'm going to go ahead with the summon abilities. I don't think I have any summon abilities yet, but that could be very useful by the end of the game. Now I'm going to be fighting the Guardians of Light. These disciples have been granted a special power over the Light of Seraph, making them harder to kill other disciples. They do get increased threat level because of this. And I have the option to start the Mark of Invasion, which gains a 75 gold reward. Now this makes it so enemies start on every floor. That can be problematic, that can be not a big deal. It just depends what kind of units are there. So we're going to watch each floor gets enemies. These are the enemies that we would have started with this round. And these are the extra enemies. Now they start out much stronger than they otherwise would be. This is my pyre. When enemies get up here, they will start attacking the pyre. When the pyre runs out of life, you are done. That's the end of it. So I'm going to start by summoning my queen up here. And then you have a certain amount of ember points, and these ember points are what these these different cards cost. She didn't cost anything because she is my hero. You can place them for free. Now I can apply Rage. That'll make her stronger for several rounds. It decreases every single turn. I can add a common or uncommon morsel unit to my hand. I can deal 10 damage to the friend enemy unit and have a little throwaway. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this here because I want to defend her. She was going to die. Now she will not take any damage. You can see that here. The X means it's going to die. The line means that there's no damage. If there's a minus and a number, that's how much damage they will take. If there's a plus, then that means that's how much you're going to heal. So I'm going to go ahead and get the uncommon morsel. The Eater gains 6 hearts. Now, after the next round of combat, the unit will be eaten by the front unit without an eaten ability. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And she is going to, because this guy dies and it doesn't happen till the end, she is going to eat this guy and gain 6 health. So now I don't have enough ember points for either of these, so I'm going to go ahead and end the turn, let it play out. These guys don't have anyone attacking them, so everybody moves up a floor. Now, I can add another morsel, I can add a train sword, another morsel, I can apply Rage, and then there's a dead weight. Now you get these blights occasionally, and the way the blights work, some of them are just like this one, it just takes up a card in your hand. Others can be much more devious and do things like hurt your pyre every turn, or various unpleasant things you do not want to have happen. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my morsel, I'm going to get that morsel, I'm going to put him there as a sacrifice. And then, let's see, I can gain an Ember, and then an attack and health, or I can gain extra health and a shield. I want that extra attack. And as you notice, as I'm placing things here, she is gaining attack. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to place my other morsel because this room is full. As you play on and win, you can add extra points to your floor, so you can place more creatures there. This guy, you can see how much he takes, how much space. He takes 1. Some of them she takes 2, he takes 2. And she's still going to take 2 damage, but that's alright. That's not going to hurt her too bad. Unfortunately, we are not going to break through far enough to hit this guy, and these guys are going to get some hits on my pyre. Now, if you are able to kill this guy, he only lasts 1 turn, and if you're able to kill him in that turn, you get 50 gold. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn. He dies, she takes a hit, she kills that one, and then those guys move up. Now, this gets rectified immediately. And now we're going to go up here. Ooh. So, this guy is unpleasant. These anti-umbras will only do something if I'm able to slay the enemy. Now, I can go ahead and hit him, and that got me these guys. Now, he's only dealing her 3 damage, so I can use these guys and not have any issues. And then I can take and kill off that guy and get a couple more. Now, I really like this one. This gives +3 attack and lifesteal. Decreases each time the unit attacks, so she only gets to lifesteal once. Or I can give her extra health. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And her floor is completely full. So I'm going to go ahead and put him there. Let's start dealing some damage to these guys down here. I'm going to go ahead and summon that, which hurts him. Give that. Keep him around a little longer. Now they do their attacks. The morsels do in fact attack. Some of them you can boost their damage so that they're actually dealing some damage. Others, they just pretend to attack, I guess. Now this is the boss for this round. And after so many turns, the boss will come out and you will have to fight him. And he starts generally at the bottom. Most of the time, he will go 1 floor at a time. There's a couple enemies and bosses that will skip to the last floor. And basically, he gets this effect, Relentless. So he will continue attacking on that floor until everything is dead. And then he'll move up. So this kind of combat, instead of it being the 1 attack from everybody, they move up, he will continue fighting until everyone is dead. Or until he dies. He's also shard enhanced, and he takes or has extra armor. So he will block 15 points of damage. This guy is just a normal foot soldier. Now, we do not have any of the ones that will attack. So we're going to go ahead and summon these 2 morsels. Let's go ahead and make her more powerful. This guy will actually give us an extra ember for next turn. And then she's actually gaining plenty of life. She's not really taking much damage. We're going to add this guy to help soften him up next round. Now they're going to fight. She killed him, lifesteal, they ate. He got attacked and killed. Now the boss is going to be facing off against these guys. You see they both die. They only take 10 life from him. Now I'm going to go ahead and slay this guy to get my extra morsels. I definitely want to give her that. She gets 6 extra damage. Let's go ahead and see what we can get out of this. Now, let's see the best bet here. These guys will do nothing on this floor, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the front. They're still all going to die, but now he's taking 35 damage and has no more shield. And then I'm going to... The damage shield will be... No, it nullifies the next source of damage, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to her. There's nowhere I can play those, and I have no more points, so let's go ahead and let this play out. He's going to kill them, they fight, and then he attacks, then they fight again, then he attacks, then they fight again, until everybody's dead. So she is actually only going to take 12 damage and then he's dead. So we could honestly just stop here. It's not going to affect anything, but let's go ahead and have some fun and see what other morsels we can get. This isn't actually going to do anything. They fight, she kills him. So that finished that boss. We got our extra 75 money. We're going to get a clan pack for both the Umbra and the Hell Guardians, and then we got the 50 gold that we normally would have got for this match. So at the end, when you win, generally you get to pick from one of these options. Now this will take whatever Ember you have left, multiply it by 2, and deal damage to the enemies, but you will have none left. This will automatically apply 5 armor to whatever you put it on, and it costs nothing. This will summon an imp that will apply 20 armor to the front unit. That includes himself. If you put him in the front, he will gain the 20 armor. Now, because let's go ahead and grab him. He'll help her out. It does kind of limit what we can put with the Umbra. And I am going to get this. Is really nice. Space Prism, it costs nothing to use and it adds +1 to the floor. The only problem with it is it's a consume item, which there are ways to remove the consume, but that just means that when we play it once, the card goes away until we start a new round. So this will deal 20 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times. You gain 2 Ember if it kills something. This is another consume and adds 1 times your Ember as a damage shield. I want the Space Prism because those morsels are really nice. Now we have to pick which direction we want to go. Now we have the option to gain more shards and gain 100 money. If we see something we really like in whichever direction we go, might be worth getting it. Now this lets you forge your units to gain new powers, makes your guys more powerful, and this will give us an Umbra unit. This will give us a Hellhorned unit and let us make our spells potentially more powerful. Now because these are new, we're pretty early in the game, I'm going to go for the Umbra unit. Now I can get a Morsel Maker, summons an Ant-Umbra morsel and a Magma morsel. Or I can get a Morsel Master. When you summon a morsel unit on this floor, create a copy. I really like this guy. We get that morsel that gives 6 attack, and we only have room to place 1 more morsel. We have this guy, and let's say we are able to duplicate him and get 3 of him. We place that one last unit that we can place, that one last morsel, and boom, we've got more. Even though there's not enough space for them. So he is really, really nice. So let's see, we can give one of our units multi-strike, which allows them to hit an extra time. We can upgrade a unit with extra life and damage. We can purge a card, and we can reroll. Now, multi-strike is extremely powerful. I'm going to go ahead and give this to our Morsel Master. Now, you notice they only have 2 slots. You can upgrade them twice unless you get an additional slot. Now, additional slots are usually from random events, so there's no guarantee we'll get them. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy the extra attack and life because he tends to stick around for a little while. And we are down to 5 money. We don't have any more money, so we're going to leave it there. Now we could go ahead and gain some extra gold, but if we do the reroll, this one is useful, but I'm not really caring too much about that. I don't think it's worth the extra shards. And if we reroll and we get something good, it's going to most likely be more than 100. So we're just going to leave it there. Let's go ahead to the next battle. Now, this one, you have to really judge what you want to do. Now, these are Barbed Disciples. They're spiked foes that make direct attacks more painful. Using spells from afar will let you fight without sacrificing your units. What that means is some of these guys will start with spikes. Spikes, like in most games, I attack you and I take damage because I hit your spikes as well. Now, this, I can gain 75 money if I turn this on, but all enemies except for the boss will spawn with spikes, as well as the ones that already start with spikes. So I'm going to say that is just not worth it. We're just going to leave that one alone. Money is nice, but it only goes so far. Now, I'm going to put the Shardtail Queen up here so that we can start leveling her up. And I want to put the Morsel Master behind her, because he is nice and I do not want him to die for any reason. Now, I have these two. I need to pick the one that is most beneficial to me. Because, unfortunately, the only downside to this guy, if I only have one slot left, he will double one of these and fill a slot that's not available. Well, if I only have 2 slots left and I put one in here, he's going to duplicate it and fill the slot. So even though I have 2 of these guys, I can only use 1. So I can get 2 extra Ember next turn. She gets 2 extra life and 2 extra damage. Or she gets 6 extra damage. I'm going to go ahead with the damage. I think that's more useful for now. And as I said, this guy is cardless. He was not summoned using a card. He was summoned because of this guy, but it filled the room. Now, if we had one more slot open, we could add this guy, and there would be an extra bonus guy here. Now, there's no point in putting him somewhere else. He will dissolve at the end of the turn, and there's nothing to eat him. So we're going to go ahead and do this. They move up. We get some new guys. You can see there's spikes here. Those are going to hurt. And this guy grants spikes. So if we can kill these ones, we want to. And speaking of which, we are able to slay someone. And you notice the spikes have disappeared, which is really, really nice. Now I can consume this and add an extra slot onto this floor. I definitely want the +6. And now I have an extra room. So I'm going to put this here, and this is what I said. We have an extra slot filled that was not otherwise available. She's going to gain 12 life. She's going to gain 12 damage on top of the extra damage she got for rallying. Actually, does the rally work when... Oh, no. The morsels do not trigger it. Okay. I was going to say, that seems like too low of damage. And then this guy's going to die, and we're going to get the extra 50 gold. Now, let's go ahead and place these guys, because there's no reason not to. That'll just help soften these guys up a little bit. And then she eats all of those. These guys are going to move up. And when it says a brief respite across the screen, that means the next wave is going to be the boss. Now, unfortunately, we did not get the thing to deal with the spikes this time, which means these guys are going to take a pretty heavy hit. This one's going to die unless we do something, but these two are going to die. So let's go ahead and first use our Shade Splitter. Now, I'm going to do this, well, let's see. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to add this, which kills that. I'm going to add this, which kills that. And now we have one room left. I'm going to put that there because it's going to double. These guys are just going to do what they do. And she is now up to dealing 58 damage because I added both of these for 10 damage each. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. Let them deal out their damage. Now the final wave. This is the boss. He is hiding behind the shield, which is annoying. They've got the spikes, shard enhanced. and she's granting them spikes. He fortunately is not a jumper, which is the thing I was concerned about. And for this guy, let's get... Oh. She has 10 life. Isn't that unpleasant? So we have two options here. They're going to kill these guys just fine. Let's go ahead and soften up this boss before he gets up too far. There's no guarantees we'll get another one of these, and that removed the spikes off of this guy at least. He still has his spikes because that's just a part of who he is. Now we have 2 morsels for options. I'm thinking let's go ahead and do the life this time. And then let's go ahead and give that guy. Let's add, okay, let's see. Need to be somewhat strategic about this. Let's go ahead and deal some damage to him. I'm going to go ahead and put the train steward here just to make some more crunchies. And then this guy does 3 damage. It's not really going to do anything. It deals a little 3 damage to him. Better than nothing. So they die, they kill those guys. Didn't do too much, but better than not using him, right? Okay, so let's see what is available. We are not going to be able to slay one of these guys, unfortunately, which means we do not get the morsels if we use that. We can give rage to someone, we can give piercing. Let's go ahead and use this. Now this will kill all of my guys on this floor, but it will deal 83 damage to the boss and kill the guy in front of him. That helps a lot. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn because there's nothing else we can do. And now she is going to only take 12 damage. So this one is in the bag. It is 1. And the amount of damage they take does not stack. So doesn't really matter much. These guys are not really going to get used, but let's go ahead and do the attack. That killed our Morsel Master because of the spikes, but she was able to finish him off. We're going to get 50 gold, a clan pack from each of the allied clans. So from the Hellhorned clan, we get to choose one of these guys. I'm going to go ahead with another welder. And we can get a second Space Prism. Now, Mind Collapse lets you deal 3 times the amount of Ember used damage to an enemy unit, and if you kill the unit, you get 2 more Ember. This applies Lifesteal, which again goes down each time, and Ember Drain 2. Ember Drain is horrible. You want to avoid it if at all possible. The Lifesteal's nice, but what Ember Drain does is your next turns, for every stack of Ember Drain, you get less Ember to use. So I am going to go with the Space Prism. That's a pretty easy one this time. And then we have the ability to duplicate a card and get a Hellhorn unit. And we will get to have something interesting in the Concealed Caverns. Now, Concealed Caverns can also duplicate cards. There are a lot of interesting things in there. And then we can forge new spell, or affect our spells, and restore Pyre health. Our Pyre is doing pretty good. We're at 71. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate a card because I really, really, really want another Morsel Master. And then we're going to get another card. We can get an Apex Imp. Armored, gain rage equal to gained armor. Summon, gain 5 armor. Or we can get a Demon Fiend, which does 50 damage and 50 life. He takes 3 space in a thing, but we can always put him on a floor below her. This would allow us to upgrade spells or combine units. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We don't actually have to do anything. So if we were to sacrifice a unit, we can infuse its essence into something else. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We can look at what they'll give. If we sacrifice this, it will make one of our guys bigger by 1, but will increase their attack and life by 30. Now we cannot affect our champion, our hero, but it is what it is. This will allow another unit to summon a morsel to do the copying. This will allow armor. And this will get rid of these guys, but will enhance our other creatures. That's an interesting one. I think... Now this grants armor to friendly units. It doesn't specify that it needs to be the front unit, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that guy, and I'm going to give that to him. It gives him armor 10, and on summon applies armor 10 to friendly units, so every friendly unit on the floor will gain that, which is pretty interesting. Now we can upgrade a spell to cost -2. We can upgrade a spell with +10 power and piercing. Now, that would make it much easier to get that. That would be pointless. Let's go ahead and go back. Let's see this. Do we have anything that we would really want to reduce? I don't think that's really going to be worth it. We're already up to 40 points. The higher your points, it does increase the enemies based on your points. Let's go ahead to the Concealed Caverns and take a look at what we are going to get. Ember deposits, frozen in place, collect around openings in the ground. A byproduct of the pyre, those energy sources have gone dormant. At closer inspection, one mound of this rubble seems to have something more powerful protruding from it. While you could take the protrusion, removing some of the ember deposits and hauling them from the area will help to eventually revive them with some power, granting you something later on. So we can take the protrusion, we'll get an abandoned stave, which is an artifact that grants +1 ember per turn for every 2 blight cards in your deck. It also gives 2 vengeful shards, so it grants a guaranteed 1 ember. But when that shard comes out, if you don't get rid of it, your pyre takes 1 damage. Or we can remove the rubble. We get 3 calcified embers. I'm going to say let's go ahead and take the protrusion. It's not that bad. Now let's go ahead. We're going to fight Talos the Architect. Talos attacks quickly and decisively, using powerful blows to knock back whoever she hits. Give me 30 seconds. Enemy units enter with armor 5. Talos attacks every turn and pushes the attacked unit back. She is not fun. So, I like to carefully lay out who's in front, who's behind, and that helps to adjust things like what the morsel makers give. She will knock the person in front to the back every time she hits them. And she also deals 9 damage automatically. Which means we might actually want to start in the middle. I think we're going to go ahead and start in the middle so that she's not hitting us the very first turn. Let's go ahead and put these guys in. And we're going to go ahead and use the Space Prism on this floor. And that is all we can do. We did not get any morsel cards, unfortunately. And she moved to the bottom, so we get an extra reprieve, which is nice. Now, we have a couple options. We can use the Shade Splitter and get a morsel. She's only taking 6 damage. Everybody dies. We will get more of these cards. This will let us put our Fiend down at the bottom. I think that's going to be worth more, honestly, than even the morsel. We can add the space prism there. Let's go ahead and put that. He's going to kill the one in the front. He's only going to take 15 damage. That is what's going to happen this turn. So they killed all of those guys. Also, I don't know if you noticed, when we duplicated the Morsel Master cards, they have 10 times 2 attack. They both have the multi-strike. Now, this is going to be unpleasant. She is going to get knocked back, which is going to put these guys up in the front. Good thing is he has 30 armor. So we're going to go ahead and do the morsel. We're not going to place that yet, though, because we're going to put this guy in the front. That will keep her in place. And then we're going to add this guy to the back. Now he dies, so she's going to get all the bonuses. We still have an extra ember, so we're going to get rid of that Vengeful Shard. He takes 4 damage. We are happy. That's doing damage to the boss, so the boss is going to be at least a little bit weaker. Now, these bosses that sit on the outside, they allow a full set of units to spawn in here, because even when it's time to attack, generally they'll stay outside. Now, let's see. We are going to go ahead and put him in the front, which will save that guy's life. We are going to go ahead and put him in the front. That boosts her damage up. And we're going to get rid of our shard. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just put these guys up here. If anything gets past, they have something to contend with. Although that is unlikely to happen. So, those guys are dead. He got a good hit in. And she goes back up to the top. Now, this guy will deal 3 damage and kill something. Let's go ahead and... Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, the only one we can kill, it's going to take 2 hits to do it, is going to be this guy. So we lose one, we get the other. Now, I could put this guy here and deal damage and shield this guy. I'm actually going to put this guy here instead, because we have 2 Morsel Masters. We got 3 of these guys, and those are all going to benefit her. I'm also going to put... You know what? Let's see what we get from that guy. So we can gain that or that. Let's go ahead and use this one. And then up here, might as well give them something. Doesn't do any good otherwise. She is up to 71 attack. That is going to be nice and potent. And now it's the final wave. So this guy is here, and she is fighting from the outside. She's now set to Relentless, and these guys are going to die, which is not surprising. So first things first, let's try and get a good bonus here. We got literally the same thing. So we are going to go ahead and put one of those there. I realized I probably should have put that there first. Oh well. Oh, these guys are gone because he sweeps. That is unfortunate. Do not like the sweepers. This guy... Let's go ahead and put this in the front. That'll just make more damage. She's, instead of 54, she's taking 105. And let's get rid of that and go ahead and give him that. So he does a sweep, which means he hits everyone in the line. I didn't notice that, so the morsels lost out. Wow, that little imp in the back held his own for a while. Okay. Now, we obviously cannot kill her with this guy. She is going to kill everybody in the line. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the imp up there. That makes it so we actually are able to kill her. Anything we do from now is honestly just adding to the success of this set. Let's go ahead and give her some rage. That makes her attack stronger. And now the only thing that's dying is the impling. There we go. Talos the Architect is down. Now we're going to get 75 money, a rare pack, a unit draft from a primary or allied clan unit, so it could be from either the Umbra or the Hellhorned, and we get a major enhancement. Major enhancements are wonderful. So the rare pack, we either get Wretch, returns eaten units to your hand. That is nice. We get Trample. When attacking, excess damage is applied to the subsequent enemy unit. It can only be used once because it's consumed, or we can get Reinforced, consume double the armor amount. That is a really easy one. We're getting Wretch. Now we can get another morsel maker. Summon an anti-Umbra morsel and a magma morsel. We could get another demon fiend, although they're pretty useful. Or we can get Gorge, or this guy, Crucible Warden, who has Gorge and gain damage shield. Gorge triggers when this unit eats a unit. So he'll gain damage shield every time he eats a unit. It's a tough one between these two. This guy, if I can put both of them on the same floor, make an almost impenetrable barrier until we get to the bosses. This guy makes it so we guaranteed get more morsels. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab another one of these guys. And the reason why, we only have 5 spaces on each floor. That would need 6. But we get a major enhancement this turn. Fell's Remorse gives us an extra ember per turn. The Pyro gets the same bonus no matter what we do. Herzl's Compound lets us get an extra card. Or the Light of Seraph gains +1 unit space on each floor. I always do the unit space. So here we can remove up to 2 cards, get an artifact, gain an Umbra unit, and upgrade our champion. Or we can forge new powers on our units, restore Pyre health, gain 75 money. We can also upgrade and combine units. I'm going to go this way because gaining those new powers is really nice right now. Let's go ahead and see what's available. We can get Multi-Strike again. Now, Multi-Strike is especially good right now because we can put it on one of these Demon Fiends. The only thing I can say that's better, and I'm hoping we did not get it. Darn. There is one that allows them to attack before the enemy's attack, which is especially powerful when you have Multi-Strike. Now, as nice as this large stone is, it's going to make the unit bigger. So we're going to go ahead with the more minor bonus. Let's see, who should we give this to? If we do that, they do 15 times 2. Do that, and he's just 6 and 11. Give that to him. He can't get any more bonuses. So I think I'm going to give it to one of the morsel makers. Let's go ahead and give it to this. No, let's give it to this guy. We would love to get Endless on him. Because every time we summon him, he grants everybody 10 armor. Now, Endless, every time he dies, you get him back in your hand, so you can play him again and again and again. So we really want to wait for Endless for him if possible. So we're going to upgrade him. We're going to go ahead and leave it at that. I don't see any purpose in getting the others. Let's go ahead and upgrade our champion really fast. Now we can gain Rally of 15 every time we place a unit. She gains 15 instead of 10. Or we can get Imperialist. This is the other one. There was the Imp Parade, now there's Imperialist. Kill all Imp units and deal 20 damage per Imp to enemy units. Well, we don't use the Imp super much with this setup, so we're going to go with the Rally. Now, let's go ahead and look at what is available for this. This is going to put us up pretty high and make it a little bit painful. If we use this, he will become bigger if we use this on him, but he will do 80 times 2 damage per hit and have 80 life. I think I'm going to go ahead with that because that is just too much to pass up. We are going to make our Demon Fiend a double Demon Fiend. Now we can use a spell to gain, or upgrade a spell to gain intrinsic. So it guaranteed starts in your opening hand. Or we can give something 30 magic power. Now we are starting to hit the danger zone here. We could make it so that those deal 33 damage. We could make it so that does 130. Those are the only options. That one's a hard one. As nice as, well, 33 damage for 1 Ember Point. That is kind of hard to pass up. I'm going to go ahead and take it. That leaves us at 80. I do not really feel like I want to fight the major boss of this play session. But we will probably do a video in the future where we do that. We are at threat level extreme. As you gain more shards, more enemies before the boss will be upgraded and the boss itself grows stronger. This includes bonus attack, health, status effects, and abilities. So if we make this too much higher, not only will we get the big boss, but we are going to start hurting. So, Clipped Infiltration. These Clipped have enlisted conduits to help them ascend your train more quickly. Remove the conduit and the Clipped will become more vulnerable. This conduit grants haste. Haste is the one I was talking about where they move directly from the first floor to the third floor. That can affect the bosses too. Now, Seal of Aggression, non-boss enemies get multi-strike. It will give us an artifact, but every enemy hits twice. I'm going to go ahead and pass on that because the amount of damage they can put out at that point can be absolutely insane. So first thing I'm going to do, I have to put her at the top because they will be jumping around this train like crazy. I'm going to put the morsel unit there. Let's go ahead and summon that, get that going. I'm going to put these two down at the bottom. They are not going to survive, but they'll help soften them up just a little bit. Now she eats those guys. These guys get killed, but they do deal a little bit of damage. Oh, he didn't die. Now I've got my Demon Fiend. I fortunately have enough to play him. I'm going to put him down here in the back. Wow, he got huge. Okay. And now we're going to put the welder helper down here. And we are going to put this guy in the front. That gave everyone, or gave a little bit more armor. These guys, unfortunately, are getting through to the pyre. They shouldn't do too much damage, though. Now, they all took damage because of those spikes that he has. They killed all of them. And we didn't take any damage because we had enough gold to deal with it. Now, I'm going to put this up here to open up some more space. Now, we do not have room to put anyone else, so I'm going to put him there to help protect them a bit. We're going to go ahead and give him some rage. We're going to go ahead and take the one hit because it's just 1 point of damage. That's not a big deal. Now, they're going to do their fight. Got them killed. He did take a fair bit of damage, but he did deal a lot of damage too. Now, Space Prism, I'm going to put this up here. Wretch, fortunately, is not a consume. So we can play this and it will just go in our discard and can come back out. Let's pull this guy out. They're both the same. We're going to go ahead and put this guy in the front, which apparently killed everybody. And then we're going to put this guy in the back. Now we're going to go ahead and give him the other morsel. No reason not to. And these guys are going to do their fight. He gains a little bit. And now we're at a brief respite. Which means we are about to face the boss. Oh, I love this guy. The Morsel Miner has to be one of the best morsels in the game. He gives 6 damage and 6 life. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy up here. And then I'm going to play this guy. Unfortunately, it's going to this little imp, but happens. I'm going to put these guys here and then get rid of my shard. I'll put this guy here. He's probably never going to see anyone. Now we are at the final wave. We just got our Umbra Assault, our strong one. Now, kind of a waste, but we're going to use it on this guy that gains us not only our morsels, but gets rid of the haste. So this guy is going to go up to this floor, not straight to here. Now, let's go ahead and give them... Let's see. He will survive the first round of combat. Actually, he's killing this guy, so let's go ahead and just give him those. Give these guys. Doesn't really matter. We're not even going to see those guys. So they're going to get eaten. That guy's getting eaten. He fights. And then he eats. And then he continues to fight. So we killed that guy easily. We're going to get 50 gold and 2 clan packs. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the imp in a box. 2 random imp cards to your hand. And then we can get a Furnace Tap. Apply Multi-Strike and Ember Drain. Ooh. Feast. Trigger feeding on units with eaten abilities. Or Void Binding. Apply Damage, Shield, Rage, and Ember Drain again. I'm going to go ahead and skip these. I don't really like any of them. So again, we can get an Artifact, Merchant of Magic, and destroy things. I'm going to go this way because we have the Caverns. Caverns are incredible. And we got that Endless unit that I wanted. Now the Endless, this is going to be the question. We can give this guy Endless, so every time he dies, he comes back. Or we can give this guy Endless, so every time he dies, he's granting more armor to everyone on the train. I think I'm going to go ahead with him because we can put him in front of her, hope he dies, and every time he dies, we can not only give him, boost him with, or boost everybody's armor, but he is not a morsel unit, therefore he will give her extra attack. 15 attack every time he's spawned. Let's see, we can give someone an extra bit of life. You know what? I think I'm going to save the money in case we can get another endless for the other guy. Now, we are not touching this with a 10-foot pole. So let's go ahead to this. Oh, that's a cute little bone dog. A dog made of bones sits by a hell portal, its bone tail rattling together against the stone in a jerking motion you suspect is nervous wagging. Yep. You catch glimpses of a foreign world through the portal. It is a place not of this realm, but equally hostile, and this bone dog seems eager to get as far away from it as possible. You wouldn't dare subject the dog to violence of battle, but showing some kindness is a reward in itself. Do you help out the bone dog? You get the bone dog, it's unplayable, and while it's in your hand, it restores 5 pyre health. Or we can leave something behind and purge a card. You know what? This is pure silliness. This is not useful at all, but I'm getting the bone dog because it's cute. That seems to be a good enough sign as any for the bone dog. It licks your face and jumps aboard the bone shaker to surely make quick friends with all the other monsters inside. Now we are going to battle. Now it's the Harpy's Guard. Heavy-hitting clipped warriors will protect this harpy at any cost. They gain more power with each foe slain, so make sure to defeat them before they thin out your defense. These guys are terrible. So they start with a multi-strike of 4. These guys, every time they slay, they gain extra rage. They get more powerful by 2 attack. This guy, every time they kill, they gain an extra 2 attack. This is not a fun group. This enemies enter with Spell Shield 2. That makes it so that our Umbra things will not work properly. So we are going to leave that boost alone. Now, if he kills, he gets stronger. So first things first, we are going to put her at the top. We are going to put our normal guy in the back. We're going to put our endless guy in the front. We do not want to help these guys kill, so we're going to leave these guys alone. Now, the Demon Fiend is someone worth putting out there. He is not going to die easy. Wretch is not useful to us, but we can add more space up here. We haven't used any morsels yet, so Wretch doesn't help us at all. Oh, and he has spikes. Who is giving you spikes? He just has spikes. Nothing we can do about that one. Now he dies automatically. He, on death, deals 5 damage to your front unit. You. Okay, we actually want him to go up because we want this guy to die. Weird to say that, but we want this guy to die. So, actually, I could kill this guy right now. No, I couldn't. Come close. Okay, this guy heals... Let's just go ahead and use him. And that gives us... That is wonderful. We're going to go ahead and give them that. Which I realize, unfortunately, is going to be wrong guy. That is the one bad thing about having this setup. The morsels go to the guy in the front. We're going to go ahead and put that in the back. We're going to go ahead and give that to him, and we're going to get rid of our Vengeful Shards. So that guy dies. He gets that. And now he's facing off with the Spikes guy. Now we have this guy. He will remain in our hand. He is unplayable. And he will help our pyre if our pyre takes any damage. Now, we're hoping the pyre doesn't take any damage, but if it does, it does. Now we have our Shade Splitter. It's going to go ahead and give them extra health. Let's go ahead and put him in the front. And then we're going to hit them. Now we only had 1 damage to our pyre, so our dog healed our pyre. Brief Respite, we are about to face the boss. Let's go ahead and kill this guy and get our morsels. Go ahead and get that morsel. Now, this guy has gotten ridiculously powerful, unintentionally. But we're going to go ahead and put these out here. Let's go ahead and give him the damage shield. Let's go ahead and give them that. And then might as well just, well, that was probably dumb. I'm getting ahead of myself. That might increase the damage of some of the others. Oh no. This is just the boss. So, he's gonna do his thing. We have nothing to give for morsels. Let's go ahead and put this guy in the front again. Fire doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and put him there, and let's go ahead and put him there. And he's taking a whole 5 damage. This boss is not very nice. Because he attacks 5 times. Okay, so we are going to do our Shade Splitter. It's a shame I can't kill that guy. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get, oh, there's not enough room. Darn it. We'll give that to them. And we will give that to them. And then we're going to give him Rage, and actually that was enough to kill them. So we are not going to get to fight the top floor, but we will kill the boss. With 11 life to spare. Now we're going to get 50 gold and a clan pack from each clan. We can get Reinforce. This will damage and apply armor. This will apply rage and armor. We'll go ahead with that one. And then we have Grovel. Apply damage shield, add 2 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. That's not bad. 30 times the amount of Ember damage to the front enemy unit. 20 damage to a random enemy unit. 3 times, gain 2. So this will do 60 damage. This will give us 2 units. I'm going to go ahead with this one. We're getting towards the end, and the last Seraph usually tends to be really not nice. Now, this offers artifacts. We do not have a lot of money. We can remove cards and the caverns. This gives us money, lets us affect a spell, restore 20 pyre health. We don't have any hurt pyre health. And this will allow us to gain an artifact, and we will just be underneath. Now, Fel Wings of Light is the next boss. So we can Nice. We can add holdover to something. What holdover does is it makes it so that that card will be available next turn. I am going to give holdover to this guy. So as long as we use the card each turn, we get it back. And then we can take away the cost of one of our cards, make it cheaper. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and do that with this guy. Now, we could re-roll, but there's nothing that's going to be cheap enough. This will make something more powerful, but also make it consume. So we would only get to use it once. Let's go ahead. So 50% chance to daze an enemy when it enters the train. Spell cards with consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. Apply Daze 3 and Melee Weakness 1 to enemy units on the bottom floor in the first wave of combat. That one is a tough one. This could make it so that we could add more room to our floors, but it's only a 50% chance. This makes it so that some enemies will not attack each turn. Let's go ahead and fight the Wings of Light. Clipped Absolvers, guard Fell to weigh you down with the guilt. Before the warrior can make her killing blow, remove these weights to thwart their assault. They will add Scourge cards to your hand and deck. Now, Scourge cards generally do damage to your pyre if you keep them. And this starts with these guys. These, all they do is provide a buffer. Now, actually, only one enemy and the boss did not get dazed, which is nice. These are those Scourge cards. Ultimate Penance costs 2 to get rid of it, and your pyre will take 5 damage if you do not get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put her at the top. This is our Endless guy. I'm going to put him in the front. And then I'm getting rid of that, and I'm getting rid of that. Wretch, we might as well just not use it. We haven't used any morsels. So those guys move up. Boss is going to move. Let's see. Attacks 2 times each turn, but is not starting to attack yet. So we're going to add room to this floor. We are going to go ahead and add our Demon Fiend. Ooh. So we can add our Demon Fiend, or we can get our other Morsel Master. Let's go ahead with the Demon Fiend. He'll come back. And then the Imp in a Box. Not useful. Now, some of these enemies will actually give you those the Scourge cards if you do not kill them. So adds a Weight of Contrition card to the top of your draw pile if after combat, if it's still alive. All of those ones are doing that. Let's see. If I use this on any of these enemies on those 2 floors, it's guaranteed to to give me my Ember back. Let's see, he takes 7 damage. Let's go ahead and use it here. Actually, 8. That was a pleasant surprise. It killed the first enemy, so it went on to a new enemy. It didn't just only work on one. So we have actually 8 Ember because it killed 3 enemies. So we're going to go ahead and use the Impling there. We're going to add a Morsel card. And then we are going to purge these. And I don't think any of these are going to do better when they kill something. So we're just going to put him there, let him do a tiny bit of damage. Now, what you just saw if there are no enemies left and there is an attack left, they will hit the boss and take him down life, which is really important because he's got a lot of life. Now I'm going to add some room up there. This, we want to kill something. I am going to get rid of this guy. This is worth it. Deals 100 damage to everyone, including my unit, but definitely worth it in that situation. Now we're going to give this to them. We'll give them both to them. And then our doggy is going to heal our fully healed pyre. And he did a light poke to the boss there. Okay, now we need to do our holdover. He does 6 damage, he does 6 damage, let's just get rid of him. And we got a morsel miner, nice. Now, unfortunately, we did not get our other morsel master yet. Grumble, grumble. Okay, so we're just gonna give all of these to them. We need to get rid of that. He dies, not a big deal. Those are really, the train stewards are mostly throwaway cards unless you enhance them. That just made our guy a lot more powerful up there. And we are still not getting our morsel master. I know he's in that deck somewhere. No, he's not. Oh. Because we have to use them all to shuffle back. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, let's get rid of someone. We deal 33 damage. Let's kill this guy off. And then we will get that. And then let's kill off this guy. And then we are out of stuff. So let's give extra damage, extra life, and then we will give him... Let's give him damage shield. Why not? Now we really need to start breaking through to that boss, because that boss is going to be really painful when it comes time. Okay, so our holdover... He absorbs the next spell damage. Ooh, let's not waste our thing on that accidentally. Let's go ahead and kill him to get our goodies. Let's get rid of that. That'll only deal 5 damage. I don't know how worth it is. Oh well, whatever. Let's go ahead and put this on the right floor to duplicate. And let that go. Okay, so now we have our holdover. He will block it, so we are going to use it on him. Ooh, we got some good ones. Now we can use this, or we can use one of our guys. Let's go ahead and give them that. That allows this guy to get killed, which is exactly what we needed. Let's feed. Let's feed. Feed. And then we're just gonna put that down there. He's not really, he's not doing anything because that boss does 16 times 2 damage. That is going to be unpleasant. Let's see if we can beat this one. Oh, we finally got our guy. We finally got him. Now, unfortunately, we can't do anything with this. This guy is not going to do any good. We still want to... Well, no, there's no point in using him at all. Now, we can apply Rage of 4 and Armor of 5, or we can apply a Rage of 10. He will survive the first hit. So I'm going to give it to him. That boosts his damage up to 396. And hopefully we can make up the difference. If not, this might be the end of the match. Happens, we don't win them all. Now we are going to use this. We are going to use this. We are going to use this. And we are able to kill the boss. These vengeful shards are stealing my money. There we go. Got 100 money, a rare pack, and a major enhancement. When played, repeat all summon effects triggered so far in this battle. That's fairly nice. That would increase the armor. Apply trample. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and grab that trample because I think that applies to a specific enemy, and then we are going to use the Light of Seraph. Now, there is a maximum amount of unit spaces that can be used on each floor. Ooh, we can duplicate a card. We're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go this way. Now the question is, do we duplicate our holdover, our demon friend, or our super awesome morsel master? That is a toughie. This guarantees 66 damage for one. You know what? Let's come back to that. No, we can't do anything with it. Okay. Let's see. Guaranteed 66 damage. Extra potent floor. Extra armor. You know what? I'm thinking let's go ahead and do this. Wait, what? Oh, ho, ho. Because I used shards to make these two, it will take shards to duplicate them. Which means I want to be really careful about that. See, if you look over here, these don't take shards. I think I'm going to actually duplicate this guy because of that. Now, we get to choose between Shade Lamp. The first time each turn, or an enemy unit dies, add 2 morsel units to your hand. Nice. When a card with Consume is played, restore 5 pyre health. We're going to go with that one. And then we get to upgrade our champion again. Now we can do the Imperialist again, kill all imp units, deal 20 damage per imp unit. Or rally becomes 25. We are going with the full rally. Now, our next boss, we are 2 bosses away from the end. We are going to now fight this one. The Shade Wings. Wings acquainted with the power of death, they consume the souls of their victims to heal and grow stronger. Retribution grants everyone spikes 5, but you get 400 money. You know what? We're gonna do it this time. The reason why is because we are about to face the end. And the end boss is generally really not very nice. Okay. So first things first. Let's go ahead and put our Shardtail Queen up here at the top. Let's see, do these guys do anything if they're not hit? No. Let's go ahead and put him here so we can prepare a little better. And then we're going to use that. Now we do get to fight her. Unfortunately, she did not get the spikes, which is nice. Here is our Battlestone guy. He's the one that goes in the back. We get a common morsel to add to our hand. We get an imp in a box. He is nice. Let's go ahead and put him up there. He'll hopefully die right away. And we get an extra Space Prism. And apparently an extra imp in a box. Now, we don't have any summon effects, I don't think. That's unfortunate. Actually, no. Wait, the Impish Scholar is a summon effect, isn't he? Well, we can't afford to play him anyway. This guy on summon gains 4 Ember, which would let us play more cards. Let's go ahead and put that there. Put him there to die. This is gonna be funny. Put him there to die. Put him there to die. And we are up to 29 Ember! And we get more space. Where do we want the space? Where should we put the space? Let's go ahead and use our imp in a box first. This is getting inane. Let's go ahead and put this. I think we have more room. Let's see. Does it show? No, it does not show what the max capacity is. Oh well. Let's go ahead and put this down here to die, and put this down here to die. This is ridiculous. We have 42. Oh, to have a card that multiplied our Ember into damage. Unfortunately, we do not get to keep all of that Ember. That was just ridiculous. Ridiculous and silly. However, we did get this nice little morsel miner. And we got our Endless guy, thankfully. Now, these guys are all set to die, which is unpleasant, to put it nicely. So I'm gonna try to provide a little bit of a buffer there. Those spikes really, really are not nice. We are at our 7-unit limit at the top, which is bites. He is going to die this turn. There is nothing I can do about it. That bites. Maybe we should not have added the spikes. Now, my Endless guy died, which is not a big deal, because as you'll see, my Endless guy is going to show back up. Unfortunately, my big Crunchy is not endless. So he is, in fact, gone. So I'm going to put this guy up here. I am going to use Wretch. I'm going to apply Trample. Let's see. Let's go ahead and give her Trample because she does a lot of damage. I'm gonna give them that. And because we're at the 7-unit limit, it will not let me place that. So we are just gonna have to go with what happens. Now our Endless guy died again, but the perk to that Endless guy is every time he dies, we get goodies. We get more shield. So let's go ahead and put him back up there. He dies again. That is perfectly fine. Let's see. Most likely chance that this will be useful is here. Now we have our shade splitter. Let's go ahead and put this up here. Put this up here. And then we're going to apply rage to her. We're going to apply rage to her again. And then there's no point in using those right now. So Endless died, which is, again, just helping our shields. We have a brief respite, so we are almost done, thankfully. These guys are not nice at all. He is not dying this time, which is somewhat actually unfortunate. Let's see. Most likely chance that this is going to be useful. Well, we're going to use it up here. Fortunately, he hit the right one first. We're going to give more rage. She's up to 23 rage, although rage decreases every turn. And let's see. Honestly, that doesn't do us any good, so we're just going to leave those alone. And I realize I should have put the morsels up there. What am I thinking? Hey Reese, how are you doing? Okay, so we have... These guys are just nasty. He is especially nasty. We're going to get rid of him. We are... that was dumb. Oh well. So we can only have 7 units up here, which means I can place 2 morsels. Let's see, if I place 1 morsel, it's going to add 3 morsels. So I can place 2 morsels if I don't put anything else up here. Now, unfortunately, they all attack, so the morsels aren't going to do us any good either. So let's go ahead and put that guy there. That's actually why our morsels have not been super powerful this time, because these spikes are killing the morsels before they have a chance to eat. Let's go ahead and put him there. We'll go ahead and put all our morsels behind him. Kind of silly, but he is the only one that will actually get the chance to eat this round. Give him at least a small chance. Now this guy has 1300 life. This might kind of be the end of this. Let's see. That did a little bit of good. Now, the morsels, these guys will actually get to eat the morsels, which is nice. Let's go ahead and retch and get our other morsel miner. That'll make those guys just a little bit more powerful for this attack. I'm going to go ahead and give her some more rage. That's really going to make the difference here. And these guys, let's see, he does 3 damage. This guy dies the first round, so there's no point in feeding him any more morsels than that. Now, once we beat this guy, we will go on to the main boss. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's get rid of that. Let's go ahead and give some more enrage to her. And we'll go ahead and feed them. Now, this boss is about to die, And then we will do our last bit of upgrading and then the final boss. Now, depending on which Seraph we get, sometimes they're fairly easy to beat, sometimes they are darn near impossible. So we gained 450 gold and we're going to get 2 clan packs. We can apply rage, we can sacrifice imps, we can get more imps. Let's go ahead and go with that because it's free. Let's go ahead and get another one of those. Those have been pretty effective. And for our final run, we're guaranteed an artifact selection. We can duplicate a card, forge new units. Let's go ahead this way. That gives money and spells. Let's get our 20 pyre health. We took a bit of damage last time. Let's go ahead and work on our cards. We can give another one multi-strike. Wonder if you can... Oh, you can actually give it ×3. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and give that to him. Make him extra potent. We can give something extra life, and we can give something extra damage. Let's just... Well, you know what? Before we do that, let's take a look at our artifacts. These artifacts do cost money. This will give an extra 2 room on the middle floor. When you summon a second unit, gain 3. That is extremely potent. Apply daze to enemy units when they enter your pyre room, and your pyre gets -5 attack. That one actually is pretty good, because if they're dazed, the pyre gets an extra attack. Let's go ahead with that one. That doesn't leave us with enough money to do any more upgrading. Now we can get an extra bonus. If we do that, we are stuck fighting the main boss. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get another one of these, because these are super nice. Although they do cost 2 each. You know what? Let's go ahead and duplicate this guy. Now we are going to fight Seraph the Patient. Now, I don't remember the Seraphs offhand, but they can be really unpleasant. He starts with 20 attack and 2300 life. He gets Incant +1 and Rally. That means that he gains extra attack every time you play a non-morsel unit on the floor he's standing on, or if you play a spell on the floor he is on. So you have to be really, really careful what you do with him. So I do not want to play my boss up here right now, because if I do, he is going to cause problems. Which means this guy's going to go up and fight. That's okay. He's not going to damage us enough to worry. So let's go ahead and put our Endless guy in the front. Let's see. This guy gets an extra bonus when he kills something, so we do not want to put our Welder down there. Let's go ahead and use that. Nothing has been eaten yet, so we're going to leave it at that. Now this does mean he gets to go up there, but because he gets dazed because of that artifact, it's not such a big deal. Now we get our Morsel Master up there. Let's see. He gets 3 attack for a rally. He gets 1 for an attack. You know what? I kind of have to put this here. Let's go ahead and deal at least a little bit of damage to these guys. Now, morsels do not count against it, so we are going to go ahead and You know what? We want him to go ahead and die. We are going to... Oh! Yeah. Almost screwed up. Let's go ahead and use this. You want to be silly? Let's go ahead and put him there because he doesn't have to fight anything, and we are going to make him super powerful morsel dude. This is pure silliness at this point. Oh, they don't eat each other. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to put him there. We're going to put our other one here. And then we did get an imp in a box. Put our silliness there. This is going to give him one attack. That is fine, because that kills everyone else and deals damage to him. Except apparently him. And we're just going to leave it at, well, yeah, might as well. There we go. Okay, so we don't want to put anyone on this floor, obviously. Let's go ahead and kill that guy so we can get some extra goodies. Let's go ahead and put him there. Now we only get to do one on this floor each turn for the period. So let's go ahead and give them the attack. Let's give them him the damage shield and the life. Deal a little bit of damage and give him a buffer. And we will leave it at that. He's going to go up there, get killed by the pyre, and the boss is going to move. Now, if possible, we don't want to do anything... Oh. They're making this so hard not to keep increasing him. You know what? There is no point to improve that, so we're going to improve down here. We're going to do a morsel unit, which does not actually make the enemy stronger. We're going to go ahead and put these guys in the front and get rid of that. Now the boss still has 2300 life, which is not a pleasant thing. Hopefully we are able to knock his life down far enough before the end, or else this can get pretty excruciating. I have to use this or we are going to lose it, so I'm going to use it there. We want to give this to them. I am so not doing myself any favors. Okay, you know what? It's only up to 31. Let's give this guy some extra attack, some extra life. And let's go ahead and give, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and give him this one. Now we can go ahead and put these guys up here. In the event the boss makes it up there, he's just gonna die. That's generally the way it's gonna work. Okay, so let's keep this going. Boss is gonna go back to the top. Now, I want to apply Trample to the thing that is most likely to do the most damage. Well, first let's do the holdover card. Let's go ahead and do the Imp in the Box, because that's free. I kind of want to give the trample to this guy. Either this guy or the queen. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. Now, let's give them extra attack up there. Let's go ahead and put a shield guy here. Although that spikes is still going to hit. So let's go ahead and give them some life steal and some goodies. And then we'll go ahead and deal 10 to the front. There we go. Now, unfortunately, those morsels are going to go to the silly little imp. We are at the final wave. Now, still takes effect on the boosts when you use spells and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and use that so we still have it. We are going to come up here to use this. See that we get the best ones we can. And then let's give that to them. And then the best we can do is just try to make this guy as strong as possible. Now, I would like to use this, but it is just not going to be worth the extra damage. They're going to kill that guy pretty easy. Now we have to deal with Seraph. So we were able to knock him down to 1100 life. Let's see what our main crew can do. They kill him. So we have won this battle. Normally, I would spend some of these to fill in the gaps. I'm going to go ahead and do that for the morsel. But to do that with anything else is foolish because that will make him stronger. And I have seen that cause the battle to end very badly. So let's get that. They eat their morsels. And then the killing blow. We have beaten the game. Now, the way this game works, you then increase in difficulty and continue on. I don't know that there is actually a true end to the game. The train made it to the Frozen Heart. These all light up. And then we get our bonuses. We unlocked Hellhorn Dominance and the long journey begins. And we are up to Covenant rank 6. Add a copy of the primary clan starter card to your starting deck. And by winning a run with these cards, you've unlocked special card frames for them. This is the first time I've won with Wretch, Dogbone's Favor, and the Umbra Stone. And 9 more, apparently. We unlocked the One Horn's Tome. It's a consumable that applies Fragile and Multi-Strike 1 to a friendly unit. Fragile? Yikes. If this unit loses health, it dies. So you want that to go on someone that sits in the very back. Umbra level up, and we got Making of a Morsel. Add a Morsel Minor to your hand. That's the one that does 6 damage and 6 health. We unlock the Shade Lamp, adds 2 units each time an enemy dies for the first time. Win Streak was increased to 4. And then we come over here, the Hellhorned are at max level now. These gold cards are the ones that I have beaten the game with. You can go through and see what cards you have and all the different goodies. You can look at your run summary and go back to the main menu. So that is the basics of this game. It's a really fun game. Took about an hour and 45 minutes to do the one run. So you do want to have some time. You are able to save though and come back. And I hope you had fun watching. We are going to be doing the Green Cave tomorrow. Fortunately, I am feeling better now. So if you want to tune in to our ARC stream at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be doing the cave run. Other than that, hope you had fun. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.